Good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a terrific Tuesday. Hope you had a great weekend. We were originally going to do this show yesterday. Stuff happens and doing it today. Anyway, hope you had a great weekend. Hope you had good weather. We have pretty good weather here in Southeast Texas, but Saturday night, man, skies opened up. Where I live, we were in the red on the radar for like 30 minutes. It was just all kinds of hell breaking loose. But Sunday, beautiful day. Got to watch some college basketball. Got to do a few things around the house. Hope you had a good weekend too. This is going to be our weekend preview, college basketball. So before we get started, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss anything. Let's get started. Hey, we got first three items here are some stick and ball items, all right? On Friday, Baylor first baseman Tice Armstrong hit 3 grand slams in their win over New Mexico State. He's only the second player to do so. The other was Louisville's Jim LaFontaine back in 1976. 3 grand slams in one game. That's incredible. Baylor won 15-2, by the way. Virginia baseball. They scored 69 total runs in this weekend's opening series against Wagner. They won 13-7, 25-10, and third game they won 31-8. And I think I read somewhere those this weekend, these 3 games, they scored more points than the football team scored in their last 3 games, or something crazy like that. Anyway, 69 total runs in their opening weekend series. And yesterday, Oklahoma softball. You know how good Oklahoma softball is every year. They beat UTEP, University of Texas El Paso, 34-0. I thought there was like a run rule or a mercy rule in softball. Guess it didn't apply this weekend because OU won 34-0. Jerome Tang, he is out as Kansas State's basketball coach. He was 10-15 so far this year, 1-11 in conference play. Some controversy as to why he actually got fired. I think school or somebody was saying because of this, and coach is like, no, they fired me because of this, or it's a mess. Anyway, he's no longer the coach there at Kansas State. Sacramento State, they will join the MAC next season as a football member only. So just the football is going to be playing in the MAC conference for Sacramento State. Big Ten, they came up with a 24-team playoff plan. It eliminates conference championship games and has an additional weekend playoff games on campus. So instead of just that, what do you get, 1 now, 2? Anyway, you'll get an extra weekend of on-campus college football playoff games. 24 teams, I don't have a problem with it. There's so many FBS teams. FCS, they got a shitload of teams. They do it with 24 teams. Yeah, you're going to get some stinkers, but you've also got some stinkers with this 12-team one too. So I think, yeah, I'm all for it. I would stop at 24, though, unless you get 200 FBS teams one day, then expand it out. But I've always wanted the 24 team just like the FCS does. Eliminating conference championship games, I wouldn't have a problem with that either. You could just say, hey, you know, they won more games in the conference, they're champions. Or if they won the most games, go buy something else to determine who's the conference champion. So we'll see what happens there. SMU defensive coordinator Scott Simmons, he is leaving to be the inside linebackers coach for the Dallas Cowboys. He's going to go try his luck down the road there in Dallas. Ole Miss quarterback Trinidad Chambliss, he was granted an extra year of eligibility by a state court judge. No ruling yet in Tennessee quarterback's Joey Aguilar's case. Guessing that'll come down here in the next few days or something. BYU's Richie Saunders, season-ending ACL, injured in the Colorado game last Saturday, unfortunately. Arizona's Koa Pete, he has a lower leg injury, suffered in the Texas Tech game on Saturday night. No timetable mentioned for when he might return. All right, so let's go back here. Cover what happened this weekend. Friday, 13-12 UNLV beat 15-10 Boise State by 3 in overtime. UNLV's Gibbs Lawhorn, 36 points in that game. He hit 6 3-pointers. Rebels were down 23 points at one point in this game. They came back and beat Boise. Number 23, Miami of Ohio. They went 25-0, beat Ohio 90-74. Byers for the Red Hawks, 21 points, 6 rebounds, followed by Suter, who had 20.6 rebounds. Number 18, St. Louis beat Loyola Chicago, 86-59. St. Louis, they're on an 18-game win streak. 18-7, Wisconsin beat number 10, Michigan State, 92-71. Wisconsin's Boyd had 29 points. Spartans' Carr led the way with 19. Wisconsin, 48% from the field. Spartans were 36% from the field. Wisconsin hit 15 three-pointers. Michigan State only hit 8. Wisconsin, 17 for 23 from the free throw line. Michigan State, 15 for 16. Michigan State also had 4 missed shots in the last minute and 30 seconds of that game. 15-11, George Washington beat 21-5 George Mason, 75-73. George Mason is 1-3 in the last 4. 12-10, Penn beat 14-9 Columbia, 76-67. Penn is on a 3-game win streak. Columbia is on a 3-game losing streak. 18-9, Quinnipiac beat 17-9 Siena, 74-62. Siena lost the last 2 games, or have lost the last 2 games after going on a 6-game win streak. 11-16, Sacred Heart beat 14-9 St. Peter's, 78-71. Sacred Heart gets the win to break a 3-game losing streak. Moving on to Saturday, 16-9 TCU beat 16-9 Oklahoma State by 3 in overtime. Since Oklahoma State upset BYU, this is their 3rd straight loss. Lost to the Arizona teams, now they lost to the TCU team. I don't know if they're still partying because that BYU lost or what. 15-12, Samford beat 19-8 Eastern Tennessee State by 10 in overtime. Samford's on a 5-game win streak. Number 4, Duke beat number 20, Clemson, 67-54. Duke shot 43% from the field. Clemson only shot 35%. Number 2, Michigan beat 17-8 UCLA by 30. 2-point game at halftime, but in the second half, Michigan outscored UCLA 46-18. 11-15, New Haven beat 17-9 Long Island Brooklyn, 55-52. Long Island's Brooklyn's 6-game win streak over. Number 19, Vanderbilt beat 17-8 Texas A&M, 82-69. Texas A&M's Hill, he was the only Aggie with double-digit points, and he had 20. Number 17, St. John's beat Providence by 10. Depending on what story you read, either 6 or 7 players were ejected for fighting, acting like fools on the court. Number 7, Nebraska, they got back to winning, beat Northwestern 68-49. Sanford for the Cornhuskers, 29 points. Number 5, Iowa State. Number 9, Kansas. I watched this game. This is a pretty damn good game. Iowa State won 74-56. Iowa State's, how do you say his name? Momcilovic, 18 points. 4 others had double-digit points for the Cyclones. They were 44% from the field. They hit 11 three-pointers. They held Kansas scoreless in the last 4:20. Crazy. Council Jr. led the way for the Jayhawks, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 37% from the field. They hit 6 three-pointers. They turned the ball over 13 times in that game. 14-13, Elion beat 16-10 William & Mary, 81-78. Elion's Cloakley, 29 points in that game. He hit 7 three-pointers. 12-13, Florida State beat 17-9 Virginia Tech, 92-69. Somerville came off the bench for the Noles, 23 points. Florida State, I think it's probably too late for them, but they're coming on. I mean, they're 4-1 in the last 5, but being 12-13, they're going to have to just hit on straight, win everything out, I'm guessing. 15-11, Syracuse beat 17-8 SMU, 79-78. SMU failed to score in the last 2 minutes and 40 seconds of that game. Number 11, UNC beat Pitt, 79-65. Game was won in the first half because they both scored 33 in the second half. 9-17, Southern Utah beat 14-11 UT Arlington by 5. UTA's leading scorer, 16 points. That's how bad the shooting was for UT Arlington. 19-7, Southern Alabama beat 16-11 Arkansas State, 92-88. Took overtime to do it, but they won. Number 14, Florida beat number 25, Kentucky, 92-83. Gators lead 22 points. Clavsard, 19 points. He came off the bench to do that. They shot 46% from the field. They grabbed 9 more rebounds. Kentucky's Aberdeen led the way, 19 points. They were 43% from the field, but they did have 14 turnovers. Florida led wire to wire in this game. Kentucky did make a few runs at it, but they just could never get over the hump and take control of that game. Oklahoma, man, what's going on there? They're 13-12 now, second game in a row. After a 9-game losing streak, they won 2 games in a row. Beat Georgia 94-78. Georgia is 1-5 in the last 6 games, starting to fall apart. It looks like the game was delayed. You see that? One of the popcorn machines caught on fire, so they delayed the game a little bit to take care of that. But Oklahoma at 13-12. I was probably a coin toss. They're going to be after like Florida State and just haul ass to the end and win everything. 15-12, Morehead State beat 17-9 Tennessee State 94-86. Morehead State is 7-3 in the last month. Wake Forest 13-12. They beat 16-10 Stanford 68-63. That was Wake Forest's first home win since January 3rd. They haven't won at home since then, before Saturday. That's just nuts. Northern Colorado 17-10 beat 17-7 Portland State 77-65. Northern Colorado's on a 6-game win streak. Miami, they are 20-5. They beat 18-8 NC State by 1. Miami scores 8 points in the final 52 seconds of that game. North Carolina Wilmington, they are 22-4. They beat 17-10 Hofstra 70-66. Hofstra did have a 4-game win streak going, not anymore. 14-13, James Madison beat 18-10 Appalachian State 69-58. Appalachian State, their 7-game win streak is done. Number 24, Louisville beat Baylor 82-71, 34-34 at halftime. And then Louisville just turned it on. Brown Jr. for Louisville, 29 points, 6 assists. Number 22, BYU beat Colorado 90-86. BYU's guard Richie Saunders went out in the first minute of this game. Leg injury. Number 3, Houston beat Kansas State 78-64. Both these teams combined for 32 turnovers in that one. 12-15, North Carolina Greensboro beat 17-10 Wofford by 2. North Carolina Greensboro's Neely, 29 points, 16 rebounds. Wofford started off good, but they're like 2-2 in the last 4 now. Number 13, Purdue beat 18-7 Iowa, 78-57. Iowa was scoreless in the last 2:13 of that game. Tennessee's 18-7 beat 14-11 LSU by 10. Rick Barnes got his 250th win with that one. 16-9 West Virginia beat 17-7 Central Florida, 74-67. Central Florida led by 14 in the second half. Blew it. That's their 3rd straight loss. Another one I watched that was really good. Number 16, Texas Tech beat number 1 Arizona in overtime, 78-75. Texas Tech's Toppin, 31 points, 13 rebounds. Anderson, 19 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists. They were 41% from the field, hit 11 three-pointers, 13 for 19 from the free throw line. Arizona's Burries and Wake, 16 points each. They were 39% from the field, hit 4 three-pointers, 23 for 31 from the free throw line. This is their second loss in a week. Texas Tech, man, they turned it on. They stayed right there the whole game. Finally went on a 9-0 run in the last 3:29. Plus Atwell hit a 3-point shot with 25 seconds left to force overtime. Great win for Texas Tech, and I believe this is their second win over number 1 team this year, I think. Maybe wrong, but I think they beat another one too. 16-10, Wichita State beat 20-6 Tulsa, 81-77. Wichita State's Giles have 31 points. Tulsa scored 2 points in the last 4 minutes, 3 seconds of that game, despite leading by 6 at halftime. That's kind of the theme for this weekend. A lot of teams didn't do crap in the last 5 minutes and ended up losing the game. That's crazy. 11-16, Cal Poly beat 17-9 UC Santa Barbara by 10. UC Santa Barbara led by 9 at halftime. 16-10, Cal State Northridge beat 18-6 Hawaii by 24. Cal State Northridge is now on a 5-game win streak. Number 15, Virginia beat 16-9 Ohio State, 70-66. Virginia, 6-game win streak. Ohio State's 3-3 in the last 6. Number 6, UConn beat Georgetown, 79-75. Both of them combined for 23 three-pointers. 14-14, Southern Miss beat 17-10 Troy by 4. Southern Miss's Weeks, 32 points. That game was 26-26 at halftime. 16-9, Texas beat 17-8 Missouri, 85-68. Missouri, 2 points in the last 4 minutes. See what I'm talking about? 15-12, Georgia Southern beat 16-10 Marshall, 101-87. Georgia State's Moore, 32 points. He hit 8 3-pointers in that one. Another one I watched that was pretty good. Number 21, Arkansas beat Auburn, 88-75. Acuff Jr. Richmond just went off. Acuff, 31 points. He hit 7 3-pointers. Richmond, 25 points. Auburn played hard, though. They kind of stayed there, just could never get over the hump, and Arkansas ended up beating them. 16-11, Utah Tech beat 19-7 Cal Baptist, 70-65. Cal Baptist's 9-game win streak is done. Let's see what else we got here. 18-6, San Diego State beat 17-8 Nevada, 71-57. San Diego State's Dixon Waters, 20 points. Their bench, though, had 31 points in this game. 23-4, St. Mary's beat 17-11 Pacific, 72-61. St. Mary's, let's see, Marascus? Is that how you say his name? Marascus? 32 points, 14 rebounds. I've heard these guys' names hundreds of times every weekend. I just can never remember. Number 12, Gonzaga beat 22-6 Santa Clara, 94-86. Gonzaga's Ike Miller, 21 points each. Grant Foster, he had 20 points in that game. Moving on to Sunday. Had some decent games on Sunday. 16-9, Dayton beat 15-10 Davidson, 70-59. Davidson, 2 points. Anybody? In the last 2:27. 15-12, Illinois Chicago beat 17-10 Illinois State, 83-56. Illinois Chicago, 55% from the field, 18 more rebounds. Illinois State, 17 turnovers. 15-10 Tulane beat 16-10 UAB, 55-54. Both these teams in the last minutes, only 2 points were scored in the last 4 minutes and 50 seconds of this game. They were scored by UAB. The rest of that time, nothing. I'm telling you, things are crazy this weekend. 18-9 Siena beat 16-10 Marist, 67-63. Marist 3-game losing streak. 15-9 St. Peter's beat 16-11 Fairfield, 83-74. St. Peter's had a 20-point lead at halftime. 15-11 North Texas beat 15-10 Temple, 65-62. Temple actually led by 6 at halftime. 18-9 Merrimack beat 18-10 Quinnipiac, 56-49. Merrimack's Kennedy, 24 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Number 8 Illinois beat 17-9 Indiana, 71-51. Indiana, 3 points in the last 6 minutes and 5 seconds of that game. 24-4 Belmont beat 19-9 Murray State, 87-70. Belmont Smiley, 21 points. Dillon, 18 points. Both of them came off the bench to do it. And then last night we had a few games that were interesting. Number 4 Duke beat 15-12 Syracuse, 101-64. Duke had a 16-point lead on this one at halftime. 19-7 South Alabama loses to 17-10 Marshall by 4. Marshall Fricks had 27 points in that game. And number 3 Houston lost to number 5 Iowa State, 70-67. Iowa State's Heiss hit a 3-pointer with 1:20 left to go ahead. Then they ended up shooting another free throw later to make it 70-67. All right, so tonight, I'm going to say tonight, stacked. You're going to need the TV, the tablet, maybe even your phone, all right? 5:30 on Peacock. Number 2 Michigan versus number 13 Purdue. 6 p.m. ESPN. Number 11 North Carolina playing the rival, 18-8, well, one of the rivals, 18-8 NC State. 6 p.m. on the SEC Network, number 14 Florida plays South Carolina. 6 p.m. on ESPN+. Number 18 St. Louis versus Rhode Island. 6 p.m. ESPN+. Number 23 Miami of Ohio versus 15-11 UMass. 6 p.m. on ESPN2. Number 24 Louisville versus 17-8 SMU. 6 p.m. on ESPN+. 19-7 Kent State versus 16-10 Bowling Green. 6 p.m. on ESPN+. 16-9 TCU versus 17-7 Central Florida. 7 p.m. on the ACC Network. 17-9 Virginia Tech versus 20-5 Miami. 7 p.m. CBS Sports Network. 15-11 George Washington versus 20-6 VCU. 7 p.m. I already read that one, didn't I? No, okay. 7:30 on Peacock. 17-8 UCLA versus number 10 Michigan State. 7:30 on FS1. 18-7 Wisconsin versus 16-9 Ohio State. 7:30 on ESPN Plus. 16-11 Southeast Missouri State versus 20-7 Tennessee Martin. 8 p.m. on Big Ten Network. Number 7 Nebraska versus 18-7 Iowa. Always a big game in football. Let's see what basketball holds for us. 8 p.m. ESPN. 17-8 Georgia. Doesn't get easier. Go to number 25 Kentucky. 8 p.m. on the SEC Network. 14-11 LSU, who's just been slowly falling, versus 16-9 Texas, who's taking steps. They fall flat a little bit, take some more steps. They're starting to get there. 9 p.m. on CBS Sports Network. 16-9 Grand Canyon versus 18-6 San Diego State. And then 10 p.m. on ESPN2. Number 16 Texas Tech, staying in the state of Arizona. They play Arizona State. Moving on to tomorrow. 5:30 ESPN Plus, 19-8 Eastern Tennessee State versus 17-10 Furman. 6 p.m. on TNT, number 6 UConn takes on Creighton. 6 p.m. ACC Network, number 20 Clemson versus Wake Forest. 6 p.m. on ESPN, number 21 Arkansas takes on 18-7 Alabama. 6 p.m. CBS Sports Network, 16-9 Dayton versus 21-5 George Mason. 6 p.m. on ESPNU, 16-10 UAB versus 15-10 Temple. 6 p.m. on ESPN2, 13-12 Oklahoma, looking for that third win. Will they get it? Because they're going to Knoxville to play 18-7 Tennessee. 8 p.m. on ESPN. Number 22 BYU versus, well, I guess they'll still be number 1 after they vote, versus number 1 Arizona. So that could be a good one too. 8 p.m. on Peacock, number 9 Kansas State going to 16-9 Oklahoma State, who's trying to figure out what the hell's going on there. 8 p.m. ACC Network, number 15 Virginia versus Georgia Tech. 8 p.m. on TNT, number 17 St. John's versus Marquette. 8 p.m. SEC Network, number 19 Vanderbilt goes to 17-8 Missouri. Missouri, after losing to Texas, would love to get this. That'd be a signature win for them. 8 p.m. ESPNU, 19-8 Murray State versus 17-10 Illinois State. 8 p.m. on CBS Sports Network, 23-4 St. Mary's versus 15-11 Seattle. 9 p.m. late, pretty big one here. Late night BTN Network, number 8 Illinois versus 18-7 USC. 9:30 on FS1, 15-10 Boise State versus 22-3 Utah State. And then 10 p.m. on ESPN2, number 12 Gonzaga versus San Francisco. Thursday, 5 p.m. on ESPN Plus, 17-10 Vermont versus 16-8 UMBC. 5:30 on ESPN Plus, 16-10 Marshall versus 18-10 Appalachian State. 7 p.m. on ESPN Plus, 17-11 Texas State versus 19-7 Southern Alabama. 7 p.m. ESPN Plus, 19-7 Cal Baptist versus 18-7 Utah Valley. 7:30 ESPN Plus, 16-11 Lindenwood versus 17-9 Tennessee State. 8 p.m. on ESPN2, 15-10 Tulane plays 15-11 North Texas. 8 p.m. on ESPN Plus, 16-10 Cal State Northridge versus 17-9 UC Santa Barbara. Moving on to Friday, 6 p.m. on ESPN2, 20-6 VCU versus number 18 St. Louis. Hey, look at there. 6 p.m. on ESPN Plus, 15-9 St. Peter's versus 15-12 Iona. Fox has another big game on Friday night, 7 p.m. on Fox, 17-9 Indiana versus number 13 Purdue. These two hate each other. I think they hate each other in every sport, especially basketball. 7 p.m. probably in football now too. 7 p.m. ESPNU, Siena versus Merrimack. Both of them are 18-9. And then 7:30 on CBS Sports Network, 16-10 Bowling Green plays number 23 Miami of Ohio. That is it. Tuesday's half over, and tomorrow's hump day, Wednesday. Stay busy. The weekend will be here again before you know it. We'll be back maybe in a couple days or on Friday, Thursday or Friday, to review everything that's going to happen from now until Thursday or Wednesday, depending on when we do the show. And then we're going to preview what's coming up this weekend. Hey, have a great rest of the day. Like I said, stay busy. Weekend will be here before you know it. We'll see you next time.